Let's talk about Toaqi, because I feel like she's a little underrated and underutilized. Personally, I think she's way better than what most people think, and there's many reasons for that. Firstly, I'm just gonna start off with something that doesn't really have much to do with her, but the healing set and turtle echo, Toaqi can hold both of them, filling in the healing slash survivability slot because she shields instead of heals, but her skill triggers a heal instantly, meaning you can trigger the healing set buff just from doing her normal rotations, on top of having the 10% damage boost from the turtle echo. And yes, Toaqi can fit this support slot, even though she does not heal teammates, she provides a strong shield and heals herself. From personal experience, just playing her with Jianxin and Yinlin, she's able to keep everyone alive in Tower Adversity, Overworld, and most holograms, although I think I have a skill issue with these ones. Oh, and you could also use the Moonlit Cloud set on her, but the healing set is better. Up to you though, she can use both as a support. And speaking of supports, we currently don't have many options. It's only Verena, Baiji, Jianxin, and Toaqi, and an issue most people have is trying to balance multiple teams with just one Verena. Some people don't even have Verena, but in a game where you need to build 3 different team comps to complete the supposed endgame, most people really only have Verena and Baiji. At the same time, most people should have Toaqi, both because she's a 4-star, and she was on Yinlin's banner, which did really well. Most people pulled for her. Now, first off, yes, I do think Verena and Baiji are really good, and everyone should use them. However, Jianxin has some problems. She needs a specific weapon to trigger the healing set. She provides a liberation buff instead of a skill buff like Toaqi, so Jianxin doesn't gain as much value from her. Oh, and yes, I forgot to mention that Toaqi's best team will always be with Jianxin and someone else. She is the only character currently who provides a skill damage deepen from her outro, and considering a lot of Jinxi's damage comes from her skill, Toaqi is insane for her. So in this specific team comp, she can replace Verena or Baiji, which frees them up for a different comp. But the issue with Toaqi that most people mention is how long it takes for her to build her concerto and actually trigger the outro buff. Firstly, in a comp with Jinxi and a coordinated attacker, her field time isn't completely wasted. And also if you have the Broadblade Discord, it helps a ton with minimizing field time. Now, unfortunately, you can only get it from banners, and if you're unlucky like me, you might have 0 copies of this. So her next best weapon is Dauntless, which you can actually get completely free. Some people might not know this, but if you climb to the top of this rubble above the Inferno Rider, one Dauntless Broadblade is just sticking out of the ground. You don't need to pull or use a weapon select box or buy the battle pass to give Toaqi her best in slot damage weapon. It's the only one that scales with defense. Well, other than this garbage, but don't use it, there's no point. So Toaqi is one of only 2 characters in the game currently that scales off of defense, the other being Yuanwu, so don't throw away your defense pieces. They do have a use on her. Now, so far we've only talked about her support abilities and haven't mentioned how good her personal damage actually is. It's surprising. Even though her scaling seems low compared to other characters, if you invest properly, you can achieve some pretty big liberation numbers, especially in the comp I previously mentioned with Yinlin, who buffs liberation. My very mid-invested Toaqi can still hit for around 15k with the healing set on, and compared to my slightly more invested Jianxin, it's not bad damage with the same buffs. But of course, there's people out here hitting for like 60k. I'm pretty sure that's with a Havoc damage build, but if you compare her damage to other supports, Baiji doesn't do a lot of damage, Jianxin does good damage if you build her for damage, and Verena actually has pretty decent personal damage. But again, Toaqi can do everything. Support, decent personal damage, provides a bunch of buffs, only skill deepen in the game, perfect for Jianxin. Of course, there's a lot more than 2 big reasons to build her and play her. She's underrated. Actually, wait, before I end, there are a couple of things I forgot to mention. Chixia. Even though Jianxin is the only skill-focused character, a lot of Chixia's damage comes from her skill, making her with Toaqi a pretty strong comp. And honestly, we're only in 1.1, so most people playing Wuthering don't really know how strong characters can be. Things change over time. I mean, look at Genshin's early tier lists and how wrong they were. Pridwin putting Toaqi below everyone, and Chixia with Ling Yang, Yang Yang, and Spectral Rover is crazy. Honestly though, I'm sleeping on Chixia.